Hi guys, welcome back to some more Katawa Shoujo. And last time we left off, we just got done eating lunch with Misha, and I don't remember, Shizune or something like that, I think is what their names are. But yeah, we're gonna get back into it. And I did go back and watch Joel Chaos's episode, and I do have the same voice as him for the teacher, so I'm gonna change the teacher's voice. I'm gonna make it like more of a deep, gruffer voice. I kind of sound the same for Misha too, but I'm gonna keep Misha's voice just because I think that's how she would sound in real life, like a preppy chick. And I like his voice he does for the doctor in the school. You'll see him later on. I won't copy that voice though because I'll think of some other voice to do for him. But yeah, I'm gonna change the teacher's voice, but everything else is gonna be the same so far. So. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Misha and Suzune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Toward the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me feel like this. I'm feeling physically weak and lifeless. Look at that mouse. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Suzune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. ...
Unfortunately, we can't show you around today, Hichan. We gotta hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. ... You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it.
Oh, wait. The teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go?
Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside.
We join the flight. Wow, I combined join and flow, and then I messed up join when I was trying to say join, and that was not good. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. Excuse me, hold on 1 second. Okay. It's built in the same style. It looks like it's actually a part of the main building. ...
This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office, and all the nurses' office. They even have a swimming pool.
How is that official? ...
Don't be silly, Hichan. It's for the physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Okay, bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in hoping that this really will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text "Head Nurse" and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knocking almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door. That's why I invite myself further in. The room is not large and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy. but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Nice. Hello there, what can I do for you today? He is unlooking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Oh yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should go grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading on your file this morning. The morning, whatever. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not actually. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. Spelling good. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah. Just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I get my gaze and wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similar thick files and opens it. So, you already have a medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and every evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick the ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport. I just have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart. Risking another attack is not a good idea. And risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There was no mention of the cause in your pain. Not exactly. The girl. I sidestep the question acceptedly, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercises will do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walls or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his fingers to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my paper one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Good! That's it, then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I can even realize it. A quick visit needed. Indeed. Jeez. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building. Although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people come out of the school going toward the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going, and I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me grows as I trudge toward the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to finish out the key I was given from in my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallway. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives me a quick hello before returning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb to the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplate on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door room of 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside I hear a few moments, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Oh, Jesus. Hi. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyelid.
Who is it?
Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Hisao, Nakai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm.
Oh, sup, dude? Name's Kenji.
Oh, jeez. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome.
There were some suspicious-looking people going on in and out of your room earlier.
It was probably my parents.
Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people, too. You can't judge a book by its cover.
His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures.
You're a brave man, Hisao. Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself.
Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a moment.
A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope I'm not smart. I hope not smart.
He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it.
Never mind, it doesn't matter.
Okay, bye, Kenji. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I like Kenji. Kenji's is a funny character. There'll be more scenes with him, but yeah, you'll learn what he's all about later on. But yeah, I find he's a funny character. I like Kenji. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. Excuse me. The closet is sitting open, stacked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging in there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, Chan, we've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have... Then there would be something to do. It's too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, was medication. The bottle of medication neatly arranged on my night table catches my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. I don't know why, but I do that too. Like, if I get a medication, I would, shake the bottle just to hear the sound of the pills. And then, I'll take the medicine. I don't know why I do it, but just do. I don't know. It's a weird, little thing. Hisao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Well, that's comforting. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. Oh, okay. It's kinda twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. Darkness. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls, and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm, and nest-like against the chill that passes from room temperature here. Oh, that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness, that is the ceiling, looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Boop. Good thing this isn't a horror game, because... Katawa Shoujo. But, yeah, this is a horror game. That would not be good. It's like a love romance horror. That actually doesn't sound like too bad of a game. I'm sure there's something like that, but I haven't played anything like it, so... I wake up in a strange room. It's your room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? Do you have amnesia now, too? Yeah, it's your room. My room. This is the 3rd room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me that indeed it's me who is supposed to be in the one... Wow. It's me who is supposed to be the one living in here. here. God dang it. My bag's on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medication on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foil sheet. I down them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of the generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh clothes again against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes from other things too. So far this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter and Shizun's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Although all through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizun about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. ... She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. ...
So sorry, Chan. Chan, is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Chan.
My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. What? My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. ...
Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events, like festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever. So, you actually transfer it in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too.
Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freezes. Oh, jeez.
I don't know, Hitan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so...
She starts signing desperately to Shizun, asking her to bail her out. Shizun adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. Grandiose, is that how you say it? I don't know. ...
Huh? Oh. Who cares?
Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizun's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud, I can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. ...
Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. ... Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes.
The teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Shizun doesn't seem embarrassed at all through brushing it off without a care. ...
We are in the middle of class and we should start working. That's right, Sachan. What? That's right. Sachan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club?
It could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word. Anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Shizun look at each other again. Oh no. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. It's the one girl with the long hair. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with the long, dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher who was also looking at the dark-haired girl. Go. Why doesn't he say anything?
Hey-chan, is something wrong?
Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. ...
Okay. Well, like we're going...
Whoa, hold on.
Well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you?
I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really.
Do you want to have lunch together again? Do you want to have lunch together then?
Sure. No, you should have said no and go to the library. I don't want to eat with these two. ...
Yay, wahaha, okay, Chan, perfect.
The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all our work on time. I'm just glad we finished it all. It's not a contest or anything. ... Someone steady wins the race.
Yes, it is a Chan.
Impossible.
Really?
Really. I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Unless you have friendly competitions, then again you get bragging rights, but bragging rights isn't necessarily a prize. You do that with your friends anyways. You'll have bragging rights no matter what it is. Especially for guys. Guys will find anything to get a bragging right of. You're like, yeah, my team won, huh? Suck it, your team sucks. Stuff like that. And he's like, that was a horrible example, but it's kind of like that. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if... Excuse me, I got the hiccups again. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. ...
Are you sure, Chan?
Very sure. ...
Haha, you're wrong, Chan, because I want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities. And the prize is satisfaction of proving them.
Okay.
Wahaha! She's crazy.
Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. There's the bell. I'd argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me unexpectedly. I'd almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. No, they came out of nowhere. Hi. ...
Where do you want to eat?
The cafeteria?
Haha, that's so plain. Okay, let's go.
Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there is a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pull me toward the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had box lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier.
So, Hichan, you wanted to know about the club and stuff, right? Right? Right, Hichan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first.
Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she is about to deliver a speech.
Hichan, do you have anything you're really interested in?
I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot.
There is a book club, right, Hichan? Right? But it seems like they all have members they have all the members they could possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan. It's a really popular club. Ah, okay. But more to the point, Hichan. Does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind?
Not really. They're gonna pull me into something, aren't they? I don't like this.
Good, great. That's great, Hichan. Really great. Haha, what?
Why is it so great?
No reason. Well, Hichan, other than clubs and upcoming festivals, there is one other thing. Student Council!
Yep, I knew I was gonna get drawn into something. I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me about that. Just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, because Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who has the voice, it's still Misha who has to voice whatever she says. Shizune,
Haha, right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely, you should definitely join.
Why?
Well, for one, we can hang out every day, Hichan. Hichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Hichan is the president.
I'm starting to get this suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. Yeah. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha.
Haha, of course, we're not just trying to get you to join because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore having an incentive to try to get you to...
So you're admitting that?
No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course, it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. But even with all the joining But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hichan?
I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well,
So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hichan.
I didn't even get to say yes or no.
What? No. Aw, see, Hichan, of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right, though it would be boring if it went smoothly. Oh well, Hichan owes me candy now.
You were betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes.
Wahaha, this is interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game.
I don't know if I want to do that. That's not what I said.
How about rich man, poor man, Hichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council.
No, absolutely not.
Aw, why not?
Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that isn't my goal. But what this means is that both of you can team up, and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I'll have to decline.
Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that we are pulling something too tenuous. That makes me sad. That's how I feel like when I'm trying to read these sometimes. I'm like, what am I trying to say? Disingenuous? Sorry. It's hard to tell where Shizune... It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. They don't. It just keeps going. It's an endless loop. ... In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. Oh my god. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man?
Paper football. Paper football.
Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle football, and then you try to shoot it past goalposts by the other players make with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Hichan.
Sure. ...
And it's also played by elementary and middle school children. Hichan, waha, this means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men.
Sure. Wouldn't that just make us young boys and girls though if we're playing it, since it's mostly played by middle school and elementary kids? You just, destroyed your own logic. More like the boys from the slightly older boys, that's what I'm saying, man. Anyway, I'm not gonna play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it.
Haha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan?
Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. ...
Okay, Hichan. How about Risk, the game of world domination?
I don't know what that is.
It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world, the armies, and everything.
Sounds like Shizune would be good at it.
If you want to play, we can after school. ... Oh, really, Hichan? We can play just for fun. Hichan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no strings attached.
Well, okay.
Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room then, Hichan.
Wait, why there?
Because that's where we keep the game. Wahaha!
No, it's not. I grimace to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for a show than anything. So in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Hold on, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry. I had something to take care of right quick. Okay. Lunch ends and we go back to class. That'll probably do it for this. Oh, there she goes. Okay. That'll probably be it for this right now. New game. Which one was it? Small talk? Okay. Yeah, this is it for right now. I got something to go do. There is another new series I'm going to be starting, and I'm going to try to get it uploaded today. I'm really excited about it, because it's a game I haven't played yet. Yeah, I haven't played yet. Well, this one I've seen walkthroughs of it. The other one I haven't seen walkthroughs of or played yet. So I think it'd be a good series for me to kind of do. You guys will find out what it is soon enough. Hopefully by tonight, tomorrow. No, today definitely. I'm gonna get an episode done today, and it will either be uploaded probably later tonight or early tomorrow morning. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.